You know, one of the quickest ways to create suffering for ourselves, and the way that we do create suffering for ourselves, is by attaching to things that are impermanent, things that are coming and going, which is basically everything, because nothing lasts forever. And it's our attachment to something that will one day leave us that creates that suffering. And in this video, I want to talk about how to detach. How to detach to reduce the level of suffering that you experience, to be able to attract things into your life. I'm sure you've heard of the law of detachment. Through detachment, we change our energetic signature, which is sent out from us, which allows us to bring something forward, attract something to us. Because if you're chasing something, you're emitting a frequency of scarcity or lack. So through detachment, you are emitting a frequency of wholeness, abundance. And so in this video, I want to talk about how you can begin detaching. So first, attachment. Attachment comes from this scarcity mentality that I need this to be okay, or I need this to feel whole. I need this to fill a void within myself. It's not coming from wholeness. It often comes from dysregulation, not being regulated within your body and within your nervous system. So the first step to being able to detach is to regulate yourself, to sit with yourself. Something that I've found that has really helped in terms of detachment is just observing myself. You know, a lot of times when we look at detachment, we've already significantly attached to something. And we're like, hey, how can I detach from this thing? Maybe it's a person, maybe it's an outcome or a result that you want, something that you want to create in your life. And you've heard the law of detachment. Oh, okay, well, if you detach from it, it will come into your life. So you're like, oh, how do I detach? I'm trying. And by trying to detach, you're attached. You are attached to the outcome, and because you're attached to it, that's why you want to detach, because you're attached to it and you want to bring it towards you. But that's not real detachment. It's not trying to play a mind game and saying, okay, I don't actually need this or something. It's coming to a place within yourself where you feel completely content without even needing that thing or that person or whatever it is. Being present, being aware, and being regulated. That is the source of detachment. But detachment isn't this thing where you're kind of going through life as a robot, where you don't really care about anything, where nothing really matters. You know, like you could lose your mom tomorrow and you wouldn't really care. That's not what it is. Because we're all human beings. Detachment is about not holding on to something. It's about recognizing the impermanence of all things, that this too shall pass. It's knowing that this too shall pass with whatever you're experiencing internally or externally, and being able to sit with yourself in whatever you are experiencing. That is the path to nervous system regulation. So a lot of times we think about detachment and we're like, oh, I don't want this thing. Or maybe someone broke up with you or something like that, or you lost something. And you're like, if I wasn't so attached to it, I wouldn't experience this suffering. That's true. But so then at that point, a lot of us tend to be like, okay, well, how can I detach from it so I just don't care? That's avoidance. That's not detachment. Detachment is what will bring you to detachment in a situation like that is sitting with whatever it is that you're experiencing and being with it, knowing that that experience within will also pass, not attaching to that experience, not identifying with that internal experience. Because we're having that experience because of something outside of us, right? It's our perception, it's the way that we've associated with something that is creating the internal experience. And it is identifying with that internal experience that causes us to either want to push it away or hold on to it, whatever it is. Oh, I just, I'm experiencing something really good. I'm on this cool vacation or something like that. I wish this would never end. And we hold on to that feeling and we wish that it would stay, but it's not going to stay. And then when we have to return back home and go back to work or whatever it is, we feel this sense of, oh, this sucks. But if we come to a place within ourselves where we are the awareness behind whatever we're experiencing, the experiences are just passing through us. The good time you're having on the beach on your vacation, the irritation you feel when you're driving to work in traffic or whatever it is. Not resisting things, not pushing things away. This is the start of learning to be less attached to things, more detached. But again, you're not a robot. You're just being. You're the awareness behind the experience. And this is a practice. A lot of times we look at something that we want to detach from and we're like, in the moment, I want to detach from this now, that thing that you lost or whatever it is that's causing this internal disturbance, realizing that you're too attached to it. So in that moment, you're like, how do I detach? But look at that as like level 10 of detachment. When this entire time you've been living your life identified and attached to your emotions, your urges, your reactivity, your compulsions, whatever it is. Living a life of peace is understanding the impermanence of all things and just watching them come and go, enjoying it while it's there, letting it go when it's time for it to go, not holding on to it, but not resisting things either. You just are who you are, where you are, regulated within yourself. You're breathing with whatever it is that you're experiencing. This is the path to being whole and content within yourself because you know that no matter what happens in life, you're okay. You've got you. You're not in survival mode anymore where you need to hold on to things and attach to things out of this scarcity mentality, this feeling of lack within yourself, because that is what causes attachment. So coming back to yourself throughout the day, and when I say yourself, I don't mean the self-concept. I mean the awareness that is the container for everything, including your self-concept. Inner stillness is the path to yourself, the self, to wholeness, to regulation, to that which is not separate from all abundance, infinite intelligence, the source of what you are. It's like going to the gym and you walk in the gym and you see someone lifting 500 pounds. You're like, I just want to go and lift that right now. Meanwhile, you've never lifted a weight in your life. That person who's lifting the 500 pounds has been coming to the gym consistently for years to be able to lift that weight. And the same is true with this. We can't expect ourselves to be able to unidentify with something or stop resisting or attaching to things when we lived our whole life from that place. Living from this self-concept that attaches to things, resists other things, living from our own personal preferences. Detachment comes from moving beyond that false self into awareness. And meditation, mindfulness, is the practice of getting to that place. It's like lifting the weights in the gym every day. Observing your compulsions, observing your urges, sitting with it, observing it, and breathing through it. Because when you can start by not identifying with the experiences that are going on within yourself, when you can be the awareness behind them and notice the thoughts that come to your mind when you see a tree or a dog or when you smell your favorite food or when you see a funny movie or whatever it is, whatever you experience, when you can begin to be the awareness behind the experience, that is the path towards you being less attached to things in life and you being more at peace within yourself, not suffering your way through life anymore because you're no longer holding on to things or pushing things away. You are one with life. You are one with the flow of life. Everything is passing through you, passing through the awareness that you are. So start with everything right now. Observe yourself. Observe how you feel when you watch this video. Breathe. It's difficult at first to separate yourself because we live our lives identified with this mind-body vessel and the self-concept that we've given ourselves, how everyone has told us to be or who we are, the conditioning, the program of our mind. But you're not the program. So if you can start in the moment right now by coming back to your breath and regulating your nervous system, that's the first step to coming back to awareness, to no longer identifying, attaching to things. To the dysregulated nervous system, this is very boring work. There doesn't seem like there's any reason to do this. This is kind of pointless. So if you're dysregulated, don't listen to those thoughts. Don't listen to the survival, fight or flight patterns that are going to compel you to do something different. The path is into the discomfort if you are coming from a place of dysregulation, which most of us are. And the path to cleansing ourselves is through regulation. And through cleansing yourself, you are the observer of life, of the experience that you're having, not the experience. You are not identified with the experience. You're not the taste in your mouth when you're having your favorite food. You're not the pain when you stub your toe. You're not the discomfort when you're doing a tough workout. You are not any of those things. Those are all fleeting experiences. And anything that can be taken away from you or anything that is impermanent is not you. You are that which is beyond the temporary experiences. The path to detachment is the path to yourself. Because when you move beyond the self-concept and the ego, that which is lacking, that which feels scarce, like it's not enough, you come back to wholeness within yourself. And that is the place of detachment where you are content, whether you have the person, the car, the money, the whatever it is, or not. But the path is the present moment. The path is self-observation. The path is right now. So start living that. Start being mindful. Practice self-observation through just meditating. And you will begin to detach, be less attached in life. Not in the robotic sense. In the sense of you are fully experiencing everything without holding on to it or pushing it away. So I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next video.